The harmonic convergence was, this 25-year period leading up to the shift of the ages, which was to occur on December 21st and 22nd in 2012. And there was all kinds of interpretations of how that was going to happen. Most people were focusing on the shift of the Mayan calendar, at that time, and the 5,025-year or 125-year completion. But the beings of light said it was far greater than that. They said the shift of the ages is a moment in time that happens every so many millions of years, when cycles within cycles within cycles dovetail into one heartbeat with our Father, Mother, God. And during that cosmic moment, our Father, Mother, God inbreathe the whole of creation up the spiral of evolution to the next octave of our learning against. And so what's happening on Earth now is that we are in the midst of a unique experiment. Never in the whole of creation has a fallen planet been given the opportunity to move through two dimensional shifts in such a short period of time. And what the beings of light have revealed that is so important for us to know, because what's happening now is that there's myriad activities of light taking place all over the planet. All of them, each and every one, is critical to the success of this experiment. Even those souls that are being utilized to bring the negativity to the surface by acting out adversely or whatever. Because as the light comes in, it pushes everything that conflicts with that light to the surface. But what the beings of light want us to know, and I recently really am stressing this for 2021, is that every single person on the planet at this time, because we are in the midst of this unique experiment that has never been attempted before, and it's critical that we succeed, every single person on the planet was selected to be here at this moment prior to this embodiment because of their extraordinary collective individual lifetimes and how they handled adversity and challenges. And we were chosen, not because we're more special or wonderful than our sisters and brothers, but the beings of light said that with the billions of souls that volunteered selflessly to be here, those that were selected because the company of heaven and our Father, Mother, God felt that we would have a better chance of staying focused on the light in the midst of all of the purging and cleansing that's going on at this time. So we have everything we need within us. We have all the skill, wisdom, knowledge, courage. Now we just need to connect with the magnitude of what is happening, because once we do that, then we will begin really remembering. And our God self, our I am is integrating in new ways and connecting with us. It's no longer just that still small voice. It's literally a loud, intuitive inner knowing that we're beginning to awaken to.
Yeah. And external collaborations or involvement. I've noticed that, and we've talked about it a lot on the show. Just it could be elementals, could be animals, could be colors, lights, visitations. I love what you said. You're speaking my language. You're speaking the language of what we pursue and seek here. Over the last 10 years, there's no doctrine, there's no dogma. It's simply what you described so well. I don't know what you're talking about with the purging that's going on. I haven't seen any. No, I'm kidding. I really like what you said earlier. No, I'm kidding. Believe me, we talk about it every day on here, and they see me half the time showing up, and I shouldn't. But yeah, I was talking actually to our mutual friend that I mentioned to you before the show this morning, and the conversation, and I think we've all had this conversation before, which is, oh my God, how much longer is this going to be? How much more do we have to put up with? But I really resonate with what you're saying, because yes, I've always felt like we volunteered. Our free will was first exercised to come here in the first place. That's the first choice we made. And second thing, not everybody could come because, and again, it wasn't like you said, like somebody's better than somebody else. It was just somebody's more cut out for this particular intense mission. But I love what you said because to me, this is what 2021 feels like. Even after hearing the stories and going through my own stuff and everything else and all the stuff that's happened, particularly in January and February, and then all the purging being done in March and April, there's this sense that everything is going our way. Like no matter the shedding and the purging, everything just keeps getting better and better and better every day. And it sounds like that's where you're coming from.
Absolutely. And the reason things look more chaotic in the outer world is because as the light comes in, it pushes the garbage to the surface. And what's happening is we easily, through our five senses, see the garbage in the outer world. What we don't see is the incredible light that's pushing that garbage to the surface. And this is a time when we need to really start connecting with the magnitude of this opportunity. And one of the things that is so encouraging that the beings of light, who are our sisters and brothers from the realms of truth that have been assisting us and guiding us through this, one of the things that is important to understand is that because of this unique experiment that's never been attempted before in all creation of this greatly accelerated ascension process, that the greatest privilege and honor of any son or daughter of God throughout all creation is physical embodiment on planet Earth during this cosmic moment.
Yeah.
Because when we victoriously succeed, because there is no turning back, we are taking the depths of humanity's miscreations into the light.
Yeah.
If we could think of this purging, if we could think of this garbage, is that what our life force is the gift of life that beats our heart and activates our brain and flows through our acupuncture meridians, that we send forth with every thought, word, action, or feeling. And this life force that we receive on the holy breath, which is why we take the first breath at birth and the last breath when we leave this physical plane, is always pure and vibrating with the harmony of God. But we have the free will choice of how we're going to use that. So we can take that and misqualify it into these gross mutations of hate and anger. But what we need to realize is that we're responsible for those choices. So the energy coming back to us through our chaotic outer world life experiences is this pure, intelligent, electronic light energy that is coming back to this in this gross mutated form, that this, like a battered child, that we are being asked to love back into the light and to transmute back into the light. There's no eliminating. We can't just say cancel. We have to love that energy back into the light. So when you ask, when are we going to start seeing more tangible efforts? It's when we reach a critical mass of the negativity being transmuted back into light. And all the negativity is, and all the fall was, is that at some point in our evolution, we made the conscious decision to start using our creative faculties of thought and feeling and this precious gift of life in ways that weren't based in love. So we started creating these gross mutations. So now as we're reversing that, and it's happening because millions and billions of people on the planet are invoking the light, we're going to reach that critical mass sooner than we think. The birth of the new earth and the shifts that are taking place have already been God victoriously accomplished in the realms of cause. Now we're bringing it into the physical plane.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. This is the easiest show I've ever done. But I have a very curious mind. So there's so many things I could go, so many directions I could go with you. The first thing I just want to have to find out from you. I mean, you've been what, 33, 43, 53, over 50 years.
Yeah.
Franco de Nicola comes on twice a month, and he's been doing what you're doing for 36.
Mhm.
You know, and like you, he knew before he came out, but what, how do you feel? I mean, 50 plus years you've been showing up with your lunch pail every day and doing the good work, and I mean, is it just me? I mean, you would have the best perspective. How are we doing? Because it sure feels like we're accelerating timelines. It sure feels like we're doing a great job.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. Go ahead.
No, what the beings of light are telling us, and what my experience is that we are succeeding far beyond the greatest expectations of heaven. And because of that, when we moved through this shift into the birth of this new decade, which is going to be extraordinary in the transformation that we're going through, we were told by the beings of light in January, in about mid-January, that cosmic dispensations have been granted because of the success of what has taken place up to that point, that is allowing greater collaboration between the company of heaven than cosmic law has ever allowed before. And they said, we are going to be receiving assistance from on high beyond anything that's ever been attempted. And then within a matter, we had no idea what that meant. Within the matter of a week, we started hearing about COVID. And within a month and a half, we had this forced timeout, this absolutely pause, and I'm not saying the beings of light created COVID, but we use pain as our motivator, and the beings of light utilize these outer world manifestations for the highest good as well. And so we had this forced timeout where everyone had to just stop. And what happened, if we just think about it, like you said, this incredible shift. I know a lot of painful things went on, and financially, and people losing their jobs and their loved ones leaving the physical plane. But what happened with COVID is we had to start focusing on the breath and our holy breath as we started recognizing this. We had to start focusing on our interconnectedness, on the oneness of all life, recognizing our hearts literally were cracked open, recognizing the essential workers and people that collect the garbage and clean, and grocery workers and hospital workers and medical workers, how people all over the world going through the identical same thing, that we are one and we're in this together. So it created this chalice of light that allowed the company of heaven to pour light into the physical plane. And without all of the outer world chatter, the I am presence, the soul, our divinity within each of us could expand that intuitive inner knowing. And like you said, the beings of light have said millions and millions of people have awakened since the birth of this new decade. And that's being accelerated. And what happened in 2020 is that we reached a frequency of vibration, literally that critical mass of vibration. The masses of humanity were vibrating at a higher frequency at a cellular level that allowed our I am presence to integrate, so that now every person's I am presence is able to speak more clearly, rather than, as I mentioned, that still small voice or that far distant frequency. It is integrating in perfect alignment individually with our divine plans. But this allowed for the solstice in December of 2020, many of you will be aware of that. This was an incredibly powerful solstice that coincided with a grand conjunction that hadn't taken place in this frequency, this closeness, in over 400 years between Jupiter and Saturn. And what occurred during that conjunction is that our I am presence working with our Father, Mother, God, and the company of heaven, was able to elevate every person's holy breath and our life force. So now, every person on this planet, whether they're consciously aware of it or not, is breathing higher frequencies of prana and our life force, which is lifting us up with every holy breath. So when we moved then, as you're talking about, into this new year of 2021, we are moving quantum shifts, and this May is considered the mystical month of May by the beings of light, because many activities of light are taking place. But we've had huge shifts of moving into the full embrace of the age of Aquarius, moving into the full, with the equinox in March, with a very powerful full moon, Passover and Easter, the very incredibly powerful shifts that took place on Earth Day with the collective cup of consciousness. Earth Day, it's expected that over 1 billion people participate consciously. 192 countries join together in consciousness in some way or another, focusing on the love and healing within the elemental kingdom, which includes our physical, etheric, mental, and emotional bodies as well. So now we're just moving more and more. And this is just the beginning. You know, the rest, we were told in January when we were given the mission for this 35th annual World Congress, which, as I said, is creating this comprehensive field of divine love and this new shift into awareness of unity consciousness. And that they said the frequency that will come in August, that we will need many higher shifts of vibration at a cellular level for the masses to be able to withstand that. And so that's what we're experiencing now, these huge shifts.
Yeah, we sure are.